What's up, YouTube fam? Already said it. How are you guys doing today? Clint Lund with London Mex, and I'm back, guys, with the video I know a lot of you have been waiting for. And not to put asunder the KX500 project, which is still rolling, or the KX250, but something else has taken precedence, guys. Something else has gained priority for a really, really good reason. I have had the absolute pleasure of having some wonderful sponsors jump on board for this to make this thing happen, and I am so excited, guys, to finally reveal to you the mystery bike you have been waiting to see. And I've said it before and I said it again, but I cannot stay away from Kawasaki. You guys ready? Here it is, fam. The 2014 KX250F. Now, before you click away and say, Clint, what is the big deal about a KX250F? I mean, come on, everyone and their sister's mother's brother has one. But this bike is special because I only grabbed it for $650, guys. This 2014 is special because I got it at such a great price, but that price is definitely cheap for a reason. Now, I'll go into the whole backstory quickly about it, and then we're going to get to go ahead and disassembly and figuring out all these issues that we're going to have to tackle. But first, quick backstory. So, this here 2014 KX250F was provided by a subscriber. And he knew what he had done, and he automatically knew it was going to be quite a costly adventure. And instead of spending the money his own and paying for a mechanic to go ahead and do the entire project for him, at which he would be probably back around the same price as another 2014 KX250 used but running, he decided he hit me up on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram at LondonMex, guys, you can hit me up on the DMs. Any questions that you guys got there, I quickly respond as often as I can. But he hit me up on Instagram and said, hey, I know you're looking for projects, and I know you have a lot of Kawasaki's, but what do you think about this? And he told me about it, and he told me what he did wrong, and it sucks, but it happens. So he went out to the sand dunes here in Central Coast, California. We have the Pismo Beach sand dunes, or Oceano sand dunes, known to some. But anyways, he took it out there already. Don't do that. If you have a dirt bike, dirt bikes are not made to go on the dunes. Even if you put a paddle tire and you got a 450, the sand just destroys bikes, guys. I'm just telling you, as a friend and as a fellow mechanic, do not ride these things at dunes if you can get away with it. I know it's so much fun, guys, but rent a bike, get a junker that you can throw out there and you can just rail on stupid. But do not take your own stuff out there. But this guy made one huge mistake. He openly admitted to me that right now it has a brand new, well, it's got a little lint on it from sitting, but it's got a brand new air filter because he took his out, cleaned it, oiled it, went back out to the dunes. He rode for about, I think he said, an hour. The bike started bogging really bad, and then eventually it stalled. And when he went to go start again, it made a horrible, clattering and da-da-da-da-da sound, just going all over the place, something really bad inside the motor. I had to load it up and lick his wounds, take it home, and see what went wrong. And when he went home, the first thing that he saw when he got into his garage was that brand new air filter oiled on top of his counter in his garage. Guys, He cleaned the filter, oiled it, and forgot to put it back inside the bike. Now, this guy watches the channel a lot, and I'm not roasting him, but guys, how many times have we accidentally forgot something, you know, to bring gas, to bring tie-downs, bring your boots, you know, to oil your chain, whatever it is, but something as delicate in nature to a bike as forgetting an air filter, especially when going to the sand dunes, is just crushing. And I really felt really bad. And so when he told me exactly what happened with this, I knew I was in for quite a ride. And I knew basically the engine in its entirety needs to be rebuilt. So I've had the pleasure of working with Wrench Rabbit for a few years now. Fantastic company, Vertex, Hot Rods, Hot Cams, All Balls, Pivot Works. They're connected to so many companies, guys, this Wrench Rabbit is. And I hit them up and I said, listen, I got this 2014 KX250F and I want to do, I mean, a ground up, tire up every bearing, every bolt, every, you know, plastic piece, everything. I want to rebuild this thing up and make this thing better than brand new. They were instantly on board, didn't even have to think about it. They loved the idea and the end goal. So what we're going to do is after we build this bike with all these great products, we're going to slap an hour meter on it. And then we're going to do a long-term torture test on this thing. And this is where the fun part is. All of the YouTube fam out there that lives in California, you are welcome to come and ride this when it's done, this KX250F. Yeah, I'm involved in Supercross right now, and I'm not home very often, and actually, my bike's a better drying rack and box holder right now than it is an actual dirt bike. But, guys, I want you guys to come help put hours on this thing, and I want to really, I think I'm going to take this thing to Milestone, Glen Helen, DT1, Cal City MX, the Antic Naps track. I want to take this bike everywhere and put some serious hours on it, and I want to invite you guys to come out and put some hours on it with me, because I think doing a complete frame up build on this thing with the parts aforementioned is going to make for a really, really nice bike, and I can't wait to see the life that we get out of this thing and the fun that we have with this bike. I'm really looking forward to turning some wrenches on it. I have to admit, I already have put some wrenches on it. I pulled the top end off, kind of assessed. I knew it was going to be bad, but I pulled the top end off and I assessed everything that I'm going to need, and so I can send you know, an order into Wrench Rabbit and get everything that I need. So I did cheat a little bit. I got started into it, but I had to get some parts going. So a lot with my other past projects, I buy the bike, I tear it down, I get you guys all pumped, but then because I work on so many like late 80s Kawasaki's and stuff like that, there's just not a lot of parts available. So it takes time to source all these things, and I probably dropped the hammer a little too soon on a lot of those projects. Because now I got some incomplete bikes sitting around. And but this one, I did all the homework first. We got all the parts, and I am really, really happy to get started on this, guys. Are you guys ready? I'm ready, so let's get going. But first, let's check out what we have in store for this bike. As I said, Wrench Rabbit kit, absolutely amazing. I hit them up, told them everything I want. They sent me all brand new valves, titanium intakes, titanium exhausts, and of course we have that wonderful Vertex piston. Vertexes, guys, if you didn't know, Vertexes come OEM inside KTMs, and so this is a pro replica, B size, really, really nice piston. And Vertex's quality, guys, is truly second to none. It's really, really great, and I'm willing to prove that by letting you guys come and put some hours on this thing with me. I'm trying to get the piston out one-handed here, so beg my pardon. Yeah, but look at that, guys. Isn't that great? Really, really nice piston. And of course, we got the ring set, we got the wristband clips, we got hot cams, we got springs, we got the valves, which I already stated. We got water pump rebuild kits. We have this is the entire transmission bearing set. We have a timing chain in there. We have crank bearings, the entire engine seal kit, and then in here inside the big box we have the crankshaft assembly from Hot Rods, and then last but not least the Vertex gasket kit for the entire bike to be rebuilt. So, guys, I'm really stoked, just stoked to be doing this project and having you guys come along with me, because I truly think it's a very deserving bike. In 2014, KX250F narrowly, inched out a win against a all-new Yamaha YZ250F, and this time period with these KX250F guys, the 13, 14, 15, they won every shootout, and they were really great bikes. And I'm really happy, because I think this is the perfect candidate to get everything that we're gonna be doing to it. So after we got the engine done, we also have. So we have also here we have clutch cable. I'm pulling it out of another box. Throttle cable assembly, or for the push-pull cables. We have in here. This is a chain roller. We have the entire front fork rebuild kit with bushings, seals, dust covers. So a complete fork rebuild kit. We have, let's see what this is. It says steering head tube rebuild kit. And that's really cool that Pivot Work throws in the assembly grease with that. And then we got the bottom chain roller, because I made a little bit of a mistake with posting this thing. Guys, this very shot right here saying, can you guess what the project or the mystery project bike is? And right stinking here is the Pro Circuit part number for the bike. And some of you guys were keen enough to go and look it up and see that it was in fact a Kawasaki KX250F. And then also some of you guys picked it out by the flame or saw blade style chain roller. You guys instantly knew that this was a KX2, and so I fumbled. Oh well, but you guys are a lot smarter than I thought, and gosh, or I guess I'm stupider than I thought. Either way, we got some interesting parts on here. Someone went ahead and welded on an exterior peg cage to kind of widen the peg a little bit. Not sure what I think of these. They did a decent job welding on the cages and making sure that they're solid. I'm not sure how fond I am of them. Those might come off, might get some Raptors on there, might get some flow pegs. I have not decided what to do in that regard, but on a positive note, the radiators are perfectly straight. They are not bent at all. The fins are in decent condition. Gas tank, everything's fine there. I tested the pump, that's great. All the induction system I need to purge because it has sand in it. The exhaust system is stock. If any of you guys out there have a 2013, 14, 15 KX250F exhaust that you'd love to kick down for this thing, a lot of us hang on to exhausts. I know I definitely don't hang on to any exhaust at all. But if you guys have any KX250F 13 to 15 exhausts aftermarket in good shape, go ahead and hit me up at londonmex@gmail.com or at Instagram in the DMs. Let me know if there's any way you guys can help. And if not, then I'm going to reach out to probably Pro Circuit. I might throw FMF or, someone else, see if they could help out at all. So, without further ado, I'm going to get stopping with my stinking chatting. Let's get this engine pulled out, and let's find out the extent of the damage from riding it with no air filter. And I know straight out of the way, the crank is toast. That's up and down right there, guys. See if I can hold the camera still. That's up and down play. Oh, man. There's a shot. So she's got up and down play. She's knocking like crazy. Unfortunately, the cylinder's absolutely destroyed from inhaling so much sand. The piston is equally destroyed. The valves, I'm sure, are destroyed just from gulping all that sand. But we got some new hot cams valves. No worries. We'll get the head cut by Chris at Mid-State Cylinder Head, and we'll get this thing back to 100% plus. So, again, let's pull this engine and get this thing started. Front motor mounts off, all the wiring disconnected. Those wires, man, those things were difficult. There was a lot of dirt and mud packed in them. They were not coming out easy. I'm hoping that this swing arm bolt does come out easy. So I've seen these things seize inside before, and that's not easy to get out. So I'm hoping that this thing comes out without too much manipulation from a hammer. Of course, it's going to need a little tap, send it on its way. I lucked out, boys. I lucked out. Lucked out. It's gonna come out easy. Sometimes these things seize in this thing, and I've gone through hell. I've had to cut them out before, so luckily this thing came out, and there's still a little bit of grease on it, so that's positive. There we go. Time to pick out this engine, rip it apart, see what the heck happened, although I know connecting rod. Boom. Everything came out. I just spent some time looking over the frame. I always want to check for cracks because that can obviously detour your progress. And this thing looks good. Just very, very dirty. So we will move forward on this project. It looks good. Looks like a good candidate, guys. All right, it's time to get this behemoth of a bottom end up on the stand. It's actually not that much of a behemoth. We'll start tearing this puppy down, assessing the damage, which I'm pretty sure is localized to just the damaged crankshaft, and which will replace all of our bearings. We will put in the new crank, all the new gaskets, get the bottom end all done, and then move forward, guys. Get this project done. Hopefully not too long. So, let us begin disassembly. Alright. Very simple, straightforward. Remove all the 8 mils here off the side case. I'm going to pull the clutch cover separately because I'm going to get the clutch cover either replaced with an aftermarket. I might get like a Recluse for this, or I'm going to get the cover bead blasted and get all that paint off of it. I like the raw finish. I think it looks better. So I'm going to pull all these out. Got one more after this. Put all the bolts from the cover in there with it. And now, take off the perimeter case. Let's speed this up. Alright. Nothing visibly wrong in here. We'll keep going. Alright, let's have a look at the clutch. A throwout bearing. Has a nice blue color. I don't know if you guys can tell. But yeah, that thing's gotten hot before. But the clutch plates look darn near brand new. No joke. These things look great. Yeah, the drive plates do too. There's probably a brand new clutch in this. Cool. This rod ambidextrous. Yeah. Can go either way. Alright guys, so I got the clutch basket off, the primary gear off. I pulled the oil pump drive gear so I can feel the oil pump itself and just feel if it has a gritty feel or if it still turns nice and smooth. But everything looks pretty good in here. Obviously, we're still going to go and replace all the bearings anyway, so it really doesn't matter how good it looks. But I'm going to flip the engine over now and pull the stator side flywheel off and get the engine split. So, for this stand, it's super simple. Just put everything on the other side. If you guys haven't seen this stand before, it's Motorsport Products engine stand. Available on RockyMountainATVMC.com. That's where I got this one. Super helpful with building engines, and I've used for years the you build basically a box out of 2x4s, and I got tired of doing that because you end up getting splinters and stuff that you don't want splinters in. And this holds it nice and stable, so you're able to pull it apart efficiently without hurting anything. Ugh. And it's adjustable for all engines, so that's nice for me, so I don't have to retool or get a different tool for every engine. And it's got a little switch here for a rotisserie, so you can roll it into position. So it makes it nice. So I'm gonna pull this cover, the stator cover, pull the flywheel, and after that, pull the shifter, pull the countershaft sprocket nut off. At that point, I can split the cases. So, let's go! Okay, now with the sprocket removed, flywheel removed, the timing chain out, you start pulling out some things. I like to look at, this is a little grit screen before the drain, and seeing what kind of metal's in there. I really don't see any right now, but I know there's metal in there. So now, basically you gotta just take out all the surrounding 8mm. So you guys can do this at home, guys. You really can. Get yourself a manual. Do this stuff yourself. And there's such a good feeling too when you get it back out on the track again or on the trail wherever you're going, and it runs amazing, and it's all your fault. And there's no better way to learn how to do this stuff as a profession than to try doing it yourself. And just keep doing it over and over and over and over and over and over. Buy bikes that are broken, fix them yourself. Keep doing that. People ask me all the time how I became a professional supercross and motocross mechanic. You're seeing it, guys. I bought broken stuff all the time, took it home, learned how to fix it on my own because I couldn't afford to take it to the shop. And not gonna lie, there was some that didn't go back together as well as they should have, and they broke prematurely, and I learned from it, and it's gonna happen. And the best way to avoid that is to follow that manual that you have to the T, and then that'll keep these, you know, the incidents from happening. But the properly assembled engine, you get these things to last a long time if you do it right. Torque everything correctly and put everything back in its correct spot. Obviously, you shouldn't put together an engine and have anything left over. If you did, you missed something. And I've done it a couple times, guys. Gotten an engine all the way back together, and then I've left over bolts or clips or something. I'm left scratching my head where I left them. And yeah, you got to break the whole thing back apart again, find out where you left that bolt missing, and it's heartbreaking, but trial and error, guys. But this is the best way. Do it on your own, and you can do it with the manual. Just follow it, you know, every step that they tell you. At my point in life, I've done so many now, it's like changing a diaper on a baby. You know, I just know what to do now, so. Okay, after you get all those bolts out, use your case splitter, split the cases, and then remove the side. Whoa, some tranny gears. That sometimes happens. It's alright. Because we need to take out all the tranny anyway to get all these bearings out. And, you know, just gently go over it. What the heck is that? What? Hang on a second. Because you guys need to see this. What the heck is this? Oh, I know what that is. Oh my goodness. This is shoddy mechanicry right here. This is one of the cylinder alignment dowels. It was in the bottom end of the engine and it's bent. Not sure this caused the breakage. Sure as heck didn't help. Okay, with the cases split now, we can go ahead and remove our crank. It takes a little wobbling and it'll pop out. And then this is what we're after. This is what failed. See if I can hold it still. You guys see the up and down play? So crank is shot, but we already knew that. So this thing goes in the trash now. It's done. And we can check out the strainer. Ooh, look at that. Focus. Focus. She won't. But there is some chunkage, some main bearing material on there. So we'll clean out the strainer. And even though we drained the engine, and we let it drain for a while, still quite a bit of engine oil in it. So we're going to let that drain off for a little bit, pull everything out, and then go ahead and pull all these old bearings out and press in our new ones. Unleash the brake cleaner. There's some fragments in here that need to be sprayed out. And this is not how we're cleaning out the engine. We're going to pull everything out, and we're really going to scrub it down. And yeah, use definitely some brake cleaner too. This is just to get some of the oil to run down and drain out. So we're going to let it sit there for a little bit and think about it. The sky's still crying. It's beautiful though, huh? Man. Well, back to work. Alright. Now we're going to remove the transmission. Take a look at the gears. Make sure there's no chunks taken out of them. I don't suspect there is, but always a good idea. Put these back on the shaft. Same way I removed them. No confusion later when I go to reassemble. These are the shifting arms. If you ever lose a gear, it's usually because of these. This is where our clutch goes on the other side of the case. All the gears look to be pretty dang good shape. I always thought that Kawasaki made some really good transmission gears. But now we got a good view of all the transmission bearings we got to replace. Here's a shifting drum. I have to detach it from the other side still. But basically that's it for disassembling and getting it down to the bearings. This one's bad for sure right here, and the crank, this thing's rolling it with your finger. It's really gritty. Trannies feel pretty smooth, but because we got them from Wrench Rabbit, we're going to replace them anyway. Alright guys, so on to removing all the bearings and putting in some new ones. I've been having the heat gun just sitting on there for a little bit. You really want to refrain from using any open flame sources for doing this, just because the intense temperatures can warp the case. So I recommend going with your heat gun. And then throw these in the freezer and the capillaries in the metal will actually shrink when they're frozen. And same thing for the aluminum. When you heat it, it'll expand. And so these will go in a lot easier than just tapping them or driving them straight in. So I'm going to go ahead and get all these new bearings in, and we should be good to go. Put in the transmission bearing. We got fresh bearings in there. And we got fresh bearings in here. And they spin like ice on glass. So, these are all clean. That took a minute. Thanks Robert coming over. We got the frame, or I shouldn't say we, he got the frame just clean, guys. He got this thing super clean up until the areas he couldn't reach. So I had to pull off the rear wheel and get that. And we're just going to keep spot cleaning all the extra parts. He's working on the throttle body right now, which was covered in beach sand. And he pointed this gem out right here. You guys can see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And nice beach sand everywhere. That's magnificent. So, just going to keep cleaning it up, get the engine back together, and then I to focus on getting ready because Tyler and I leave for Arizona, or I gotta leave tomorrow at 5:30, but we're gonna leave his house at 7. So, yay! I'm excited for another round of Supercross. I hope you guys join the vlog for that. Gonna definitely try to get those up every single night that we're at Supercross and doing all that. So, tune in, guys. Keep watching for that. I'm going to keep getting this engine bottom end together and then look at maybe getting it back inside the bike. But we're just grinding, guys. Going to get this thing clean. Yeah. Voila. She is all done, guys. Went together almost too easy. Really, really, really good. I like when engines, seriously, when you're installing all the parts, you know, pressing out all the bearings and pressing them back in, and everything just clicks right into place and snaps together like a Lego. That was this engine. I'm so thankful to Robert coming over because he just knocked out some serious work on this frame and scotch brighted the whole thing with degreaser. And I mean, he even got in between the spars, you know, in here and really got it all frosty and minty and all the other good flavors. So heading to Supercross tomorrow. I'm gonna be busy, so when I get back, I set it out so I won't forget. So I have quick dry electronic cleaner, and then I have some dielectric grease. Some of these contacts are just way dirty, so I want to spray them out with the contact cleaner. That one's not too bad, but I'm gonna do all of them in general. Yeah, see what I mean, guys? Pretty bad. So I'm gonna spray out all the terminals over the whole bike, and you know, hit them with the quick dry electronic cleaner and then the dielectric grease in all the terminals. It'll keep the waterproofing nice inside of them. And then when I get back, I still have front suspension to rebuild, rear suspension to rebuild, wheels to rebuild with new tires, new wheel bearings. I would really like to get the powder coating jobs done on the hubs. I mean, I think it looks so good when they're powder coated. And then get the rims, you know, either replaced or repowder coated. I don't know, guys. I'm kind of balling on a budget here, so I gotta pick and choose really carefully here. And then I still need to do the linkage inside the bike. But priority one was getting that bottom end split, and now that I got the bottom end split and got the rod rebuilt inside of it and all the bearings, and then I got the new top end stuff, the new cylinder, all the valves, everything to redo the head. This engine is going to be brand new. It even has a brand new clutch. I was really surprised tearing into the bike. It has a brand new basket, brand new clutch hub, brand new plates, drive plates, springs. I mean, everything except the pressure plate. Everything else was brand new. I put a new water pump in it, oil pump. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm pooped. It's been a long day, but it's been worth every second. because the mystery bike is no longer a mystery, and I can't wait to get it back together. So, the question for you guys tonight is, what color plastics do we do on it? Do we stick with the white plastics that were on it? Do we go to black? Do we try maybe just go in OEM green and do that? What should we do with this bike, guys? So it's going to be basically a stock built engine, but these engines are great. They really were. So really nothing to complain about there on the engines. Would like to get an exhaust for it. I kind of dig the white plastics, honestly, like TBH, but I think the white plastics with a really nice graphics kit would just look so bomb. But drop it down below in the comments. What color plastics do we need to go with? Also, if you guys are feeling something else that I haven't even mentioned yet, drop it down in the comments down below, and I'll make sure to read your guys' comments. I'm going to have some time on my hand. We got a lot of driving to do, Tyler and I. Be sure to be watching for the vlog this weekend as we head to Glendale, Arizona. Be watching for the Supercross vlog. We got to get there tomorrow at 5, and tomorrow's Thursday. And then, so we got to get there at 5. I have to put graphics on his bike. I have to put just really, really little stuff left to do on his bike. And then the following morning, Friday morning, at the stadium, we have press at like 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. or something crazy. So, between Thursday and Friday, I'm going to vlog. I'll upload the vlog Friday night, and then I'll vlog all day Saturday at the race at Glendale, Arizona Supercross. And then we leave Sunday, and so that night at the hotel, if we got good internet, I'll get the video uploaded for you guys, and hopefully it'll be entertaining. We always are entertaining to watch, regardless of what happens, whether it's positive or negative. We always, put on a show in some way or shape or form. Anyways, guys, from the shop, garage, whatever, this is Clint Lund with London Mix. I love every single one of you guys. I'm so pumped for this thing to finally get off the ground and getting built. I will talk to you guys later, and really, really soon too. That's a promise. Peace out, guys.